Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair. Come on down and get your geek a gift at the Sci-Fi Center. We got almost everything a geek could want at the Sci-Fi Center. You name it, we got it. Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and everything in between at the Sci-Fi Center.
Surprise! Good morning. How you doing? Wind kicked up. Don't need to do a hard crash, so I cut a couple of the pink ones in. 1.5 actually, just to stop everything from messing up. I don't really want to take my really hardcore allergy meds because I got stuff to do early morning, not early morning, but mid-afternoon type of stuff, and that stuff puts you out. So it's the regular cheap wall Benadryl, whatever stuff. But once I pop them, get a little boost of energy before I start getting any relief. And you know what that means? Time to say hi. Time to find out who is as equally weird as I am and is up at 1:09 a.m. in the morning Pacific time. Let's see. Of course, Anthony's up. William, if you like rock music, I recommend you listen to these new bands called from metal Angus Mix6. Angus Mix6, okay. I'm not sure if your store has it in stock right now, but I've been looking everywhere for these comics and been in for Moonshine and Philadelphia. No, I do not have those in stock. Technically, it's a Tuesday. And I'm actually, before I really get hold on, let's just This is what happens when you keep weird hours. People know that you're up. Okay, cool. I will fix this up. Okay, cool. Technically it's a Tuesday, and like I said, we didn't do a proper show today, but this is just gonna be a quickie, just like I said. I was working on trying to create a cartoon image of myself because we finalized our agreement with Galaxy Theaters. We will be hosting our own screening on July 10th, 3 p.m. for any of you geeks that are here in Las Vegas, Nevada, or will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. On June 10th, 3 p.m. You will be, aside from the people who see it, like myself, on July 8th for the fan screenings. Everyone else, you will be seeing it at the earliest screening that's available. So before anybody ruins it for you, spoils it for you, you my local geeks and my geeks abroad who can make it to here will be one of the 84 people that will be sitting right next to me July 10th. So only reason I'm not doing this for Fantastic Four is because I will be in San Diego to see Fantastic Four, and I don't believe that there's any screening for Fantastic Four. If there is a pre-screening for Fantastic Four, then I will be there for that as well. But as far as I know, our people aren't doing anything out here in Vegas for Fantastic Four. They haven't done any major ones for any MCU movie in quite a while, and I don't expect them to do it. So I would be hosting a screening, but I will be seeing it in San Diego because we will be in San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con, covering that for all 4 days. If you would like to send William to Comic-Con in style instead of having me eat bologna sandwiches with no bread and just subside on water and crackers for 4 days, you can leave a super chat. And if it is a significant amount, triple digits or above, I'll watch one of your silly, stupid movies that you guys are always trying to shove down my throat. Hell, I might even watch Spaceball, a movie that I would rather eat this microphone than ever watch again. But I'll do it because it's for a good cause. Me. All right, so here we go. How you doing? It's this morning. Yeah, that's up. This is decent hours for you. And look, we've wet and another weirdo. There's another West Coast weirdo with me that is up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Horror of Dracula. Are you talking about the Hammer one or the Andy Warhol one? I can't quite remember which one that was. Hello, Rhea. Rhea will be with me in San Diego. Oh, so you're about to wrap it up. Cool. When is my next comic book review of either Absolute Universe or Ultimate this weekend? I'm going to do an Absolute one every weekend because I'm behind. I have not updated you guys and reviewed Absolute Superman in quite some time, Green Lantern or The Flash or Martian Manhunter. So we're going to dive into those this weekend, this Saturday, because I've been concentrating on the Trinity, but we will be focusing on those because there's not a bad comic in the Absolute Universe. What's going on, Antonio? No, because these aren't planned. I didn't lie. These aren't planned. I never really planned to do them. Like I said, allergies hit me really bad. And like I said, whenever I take one of these Benadryls or anything for my allergies, I get a boost of energy where I live alone. So I'm not, it's not like I want to talk to myself. I might as well talk to my geeks. Until I start feeling, okay, now I start seeing two of me on the screen, time to go to bed. Actually, no, I probably still have a lot more time after that. I just don't need to be doing any activities that require my attention, like eating. No big deal there. Hammer one, yeah, all the Hammer ones are great. Dude, there's some good Christopher Lee stuff in there. There's some good Peter Cushing stuff in there. I mean, I pretty much have the entire Hammer collection. That's some good stuff that you're diving into. Meet up one of these days. Let's see, dude, you're literally in my home county. You're in an Empire. We are in the same desert, Azteca. So yeah, come on over. No, I have not watched the Blood of Dews. So let's do something. Rhea and Belle together again. We're either gonna get some R-rated stuff or we're gonna get skincare stuff. Or food. They're going to try to do, one of those three. All right. So I am trying to create a cartoon of myself and it's not coming out. It's not happening the way I want to. This is bad. I'm trying to create a AI one. I don't use AI a lot, but I'm trying to create a screen picture. For those of you who've ever been to our screenings, I have some type of cartoon of myself themed for what we were doing for Doctor Strange. I was dressed up as Doctor Strange in the cartoon. Then the other one was Spider-Man. I was hanging upside down for Spider-Man. I don't know about this AI thing because I uploaded my picture and I'm wearing a hat in the picture, and this is what it gave me. So I don't think this is gonna work out. I look more like a, a angry Billy D. Williams. Where do we get that hair from? Why couldn't we just get the hat? I don't know. So yeah, we're probably going to end up resorting to other means because that doesn't look too good. Yeah, Droga, draw a cartoon version of me with my hat as Superman, full color if you can. Send it to me. I went to the famous Tom's Farms in Corona for Father's Day. Hadn't been there in years. Ooh, wow, that place is still around. I don't know, dude. I mean that's clearly not me. I mean the facial structure, I guess, is almost me, but it yeah, it's not yeah. I'm not happy with that. So yeah, I'm gonna. Oh well, live and learn, I guess. And then it has let's generate. Let's try this. This is these are, dude. I'm thinking AI is like, everybody's telling me how. Oh wow, that's oh no. I'm just looking at some of these and they're getting worse. I mean, I I guess if I don't know, man, Avatar. Yeah, this is creepy. It's actually getting creepier to see yourself distorted like this. Uh, yeah, this is not good. Oh well. Even looks like a cross between Jesse Ventura. It's not even any. It looks like more of a cross between Jesse Ventura and like whoever. Yeah, basically, I want it to look silly. It needs to be like a caricature and an exaggeration of what you see here. There's plenty of pictures of me everywhere. So so yeah, I'm trying to do that. Let me give you an idea of what. Let me see if I can find some of the older stuff that I did. I had somebody do one for me. I can't. I don't even know if I can find any of this stuff. Oh man! But like I said, I don't want it. Some of these things look like really serious. I don't want it to look serious. I want it to. I don't take me seriously, and I don't want pictures that take me seriously. Let's see. The very first time I did one of these was back in when we did No Way Home. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to find it. Ooh, that's beautiful. That's not what I'm looking for. Isn't it a live folder? Wow, I've done so many of these things. Generally, I just use the one that my phone gives me, but each one I try to make like look a little bit less ridiculous or more ridiculous than the last. I don't want to. Like I said, some of the ones I did look like really. They were nice, but they were serious looking, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to look ridiculous. Let's see. Hold on. Two. While I'm looking for that, and then some of the Disney ones I did were like, hold on, let me show you those. Those are kind of. Let's see. Yeah, look at some of these. Hold on. So, we gotta do this, and yeah, these did not work out well. Let me show you guys these. Here's one of me holding my wrestling belts. This one's not too bad, actually. This one's, I don't know. I mean, hold on. Here we go. This one's not too bad. I mean, I don't like the beard because I had a beard then, and I don't like doing these things when I have my beard. But there you go. It kind of looks silly. There's the other one. Why does it always go back to that screen? What's another one? This Disney one's not too bad either, but it's like I look like a fat farmer on these ones. I look like that one right there. Like that one. I guess I could go with this one of these, but I don't like to. And even when I do have my beard, it's not that big, but that's kind of a scene. So, what else is there? Yeah, I might just leave it to you guys because I'm not having a good go at it. Let's see. One of them looks. Uh, yeah, now this one right here. This is what I mean by too serious. I don't want to. I really would have liked this one under any other circumstances, but I pride myself on looking silly. That's a little bit too much. That's a little. That looks intense. That I would not want to go to a movie with me in this mood. Yeah, this here is yeah, this is like I'm ready. I mean, would you? Hey, come see Superman with me? Nah, I don't. I'm afraid of this, and it's me. So yeah, that one didn't work too well. So and here's one of these is okay. This one was a no go from the start. I don't know why I even made this one, but I'm just throwing shit at the wall. This one's an absolute no. This one's a no. Yeah. On no level do I connect with this. So yeah, that one's not going to do it. And then there's some other ones in here. Like I said, I've only been at it for an hour or so. I've been just messing around. I wasn't really taking this seriously. This one, I don't know about this one. I don't know what's particularly wrong with this one, other than it just okay. I want to look silly, but I think this one goes above and beyond. I just look dumb here. Those eyes just don't do it for me. I don't know. I'm not big on this. This is for Superman. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the head and I'm going to put it on a Superman body if I end up using these. But I don't think this whole AI thing. I've never really connected with it, and it's not doing. We're not doing too well. And there's okay. Now this one right here wasn't too bad. I think this one might be in the running if I can't do better. If somebody else can't come up with something better. This one's not too bad. I mean, I look like an absolute dope here. I look like but that's kind of the whole point. So I might this one. I don't like the shape of my head that these damn AI things do. And when people draw me, I don't have it looks like they draw them with just like a cone head and then it widens. Do I really look like that? But then again, it came from a picture. So this one right here is a contender. If I can't get anything better, this one's a contender. I might go with this one. And the last one, not least, one of the creepier ones is the claymation one. I may not ever want to see this again. Ugh. Oops, don't want to invite anybody. So yeah, this is the claymation one. I don't know. Once again, I don't like think my eyes are that close together. They got the hat right, but I guess according to AI, I have a fat head no matter what format you use. This one doesn't like it. This is I know. I think it's just because it's clay, but who knows? There you go. So yeah, I am struggling. I'm struggling. Oh well. Wrong movie there, Fly. Oh, they all look like Muppets, to be honest with you. They all look like overclaiming. I mean, I don't know if I like that. I went with the Pixar one. Yeah, I went with the Pixar one. I didn't like the way that looked. That one was Pick Magic, and then I used a couple other ones. Some of them I don't, not all of them I like. I got one like light. That one that you saw before is called Light X, and yeah, it looks nothing like me. I mean, the body thing is cool, but it doesn't. Yeah, this isn't. Nah. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, Little Richard. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh well, I don't have anything for Jurassic World Rebirth yet. I don't know if I'm getting anything from Jurassic World Rebirth. So out of all those, like I said, maybe that last one might work. Or like I said, I just what I might do is I might just end up using the like here's the one. Here's the very first one I did. And this was back during COVID. This was back when we were the first time we dealt with Galaxy Theaters, and this is the one we did for Spider-Man No Way Home. So what I did for when I did Doctor Strange Multiverse Madness, all I did was I took the head and I put a Doctor Strange body on it. So that might be what I end up doing this time around, just keeping that head. Where's the Doctor Strange one I had? Doctor Strange one. Looking. Doctor Strange one was pretty good. Yeah, I put them up on the screen with our sponsors, so I want it to look. Like I said, I don't want it to look too serious. Some of these are too serious. And then this is the one I did for Nosferatu. And then all I did for Nosferatu is and this is another thing I might do. I just might use the avatar I already have and put a Superman body on it. This is what we did for Nosferatu. And I use the coffin, just put the logo on it. But that's me standing behind the coffin, so I might just end up doing that. Trying to find the one I did for Doctor Strange so I could show you guys. Yeah, that one was pretty good. Once I had the head, I just did it by myself. Can't find it. Let's see. A lot of wrestling promos. I need to dump some of these pictures because I don't need them all. Live. Doctor Strange. Just looking. Can't find the one I did for. I might just see if I can get myself made as a Funko Pop. That would be cool. I want the Nerd Queens to make a Funko Pop of me. I think they'd be able to do it way cheaper. I'm just looking for inspirations here. Sorry if I'm yeah, but there was one we did for Multiverse of Madness, and it's just me, and I'm meditating. Let's see, folder 2. Here it is. Is this it? Is this it? No. I'll find it later. Till then, I'll just talk to you guys. William, how embarrassing for Canada that Florida is en route. Let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it. Let's wait till Florida beats Edmonton before you start talking about them. I don't want to jinx it. I will feel much better when Florida has defeated the Edmonton Oilers, but I don't want to jinx it. Which one? So enough. The one. Which one are you talking about? Let's see. I want to look for this and see what I can find. Yeah, I got too many. Where is it? Wow, I got a lot of crazy images. So I've come to the determination that AI thinks I look like Steve Harvey, so we won't be messing around with that no more. Yeah, I might just go with my old avatar because I'm not happy with any of these. Oops. Ugh, those are scary. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at some of these. But yeah, if you guys want to come up with some, you can email them to me at here. And I'll send you like a little prize, like a magnet or a button or something like that. I mean, something. I'm not going to go over budget or anything because I have zero budget, but something like that. Hey, we got 3. Oh no, we don't have Aaron in here, so we have 2 Aussies. Oh, Spider-Man and Way Home one. Yeah, that one's a pretty cool one. That one's I was pretty happy with that one. And like I said, the very next one we did was the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness one. And hold on, I think I know how to find this because I had to send it to them. I had to send it to Galaxy. When did we do that? Wow, we did that back in no, it wasn't 2020. It was 20. It was 22 because Multiverse of Madness came out. Let's see. I think you guys will like this one if I can find it. Here we go. Doctor Strange. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to download this. Actually, this looks quite ridiculous. I probably should. You know what? I think I am going to stick with my Okay, let's go with this. Let me show you guys. What do you guys think of this one? For those of you who weren't there at this one, how about this one? I mean, because this is me. This is what we do. So this was up on the screen prior to the movie. And as you can see, at the time, all of our sponsors were there. And we will have sponsors for this one as well. So basically all I did was put that goofy head on top of Doctor Strange's body. So that probably will end up being somewhat what I do this time around. Something like that if I can't get anything else. So there you go. Oh, my goodness. Oof. Can Omega Swiper draw? I don't know. Yep, that's right. Well, that's amazing how many of you are on this line to stay with me. All right, let's see. William, I'm not sure what the stream was, but I think it was before you had Brad. We started talking about comics, but me and Ray and Bell in the chat, we ended up talking about Circus. Yeah, Brad was not with us about that time. I remember that stream. No, because we probably won't have a channel after 10 minutes if I leave it up to some of you guys. So. Sure. I mean, we damn near turned the stream into one, so I wouldn't mind that. Serial killers are a fun topic. No, I'm not. I like consistency. There's a line in a Pearl Jam song called, and it's on my on my Facebook profile. I have it in there as a quote: "I change by not changing at all." That's me. Let's see. You could do a generic one. You can either do a generic one, or you could do the David Cornsett one. All right, so we've been on for about 37 minutes. Probably give this about 13 minutes or so. Do I have a favorite style of metal? Just basic heavy metal. Just basic, not speed metal, not thrash metal. I mean, there's some of that stuff I do enjoy, like Slayer, Rain and Blood. I mean, those are the basic stuff. But like death metal, not for me. Just the basic heavy metal, Metallica, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, rock, heavy metal, Guns N' Roses. And then, as we left the 80s, we get into alternative, but that's not metal. But yeah, just the basic stuff I'm more into. Growth has changed. She's got to stay put to grow. Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. I like that claim. That's fine. A lot of writers, Sunoff has asked me, what are your thoughts on James Gunn saying Superman will be a little bit? A lot of writers do that. John Byrne did that. A lot of writers and creators think that Superman, if he has all this power, it's harder to write a story to challenge him. Prior to 1986, no one had an issue doing it, but there are writers who are of the opinion that if Superman could literally move planets, then what is his challenge? So a lot of it's going to depend on what kind of story that they're writing. If they're writing a story to where the challenge is, to the level that they want him to rise to, then that's one thing. If they want to do, something to where, the threat against them is so powerful that him being overpowered won't make a difference, they can do that too. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Well, and the older we get, we appreciate things that are consistent and routine lives. You know what? I've always been that way. I've always, whatever I'm doing, I stay doing it. I mean, I've owned a business my adult life. I have other jobs and stuff that I've done for decades. Where I've lived, I lived there for a long time. I don't really like that kind. I like consistency because so many other aspects of your life are out of your control, do change on the fly. So the ones that you can stabilize, it's best, for me, in my opinion, that they, if I can do that, I do. That's fine. I mean, I expected that because it's not really going to matter. They're keeping the storyline Woman tomorrow, so that's fine. Thrash metal, death metal, melodic metal. I don't know about melodic death metal, but black metal are my favorite. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's some of the songs I hear. Like I said, you listen to Slayer, it's all hardcore. A lot of people say Black Sabbath, but I think Pete Floyd was doing heavy metal. I think Jimi Hendrix, all these guys are doing it. I think they were the most recognized ones to do it. So, I Silver Age Superman. I like the way the stories went for them. A lot of speculating on Gunn's ghostwriting the Batman and Wonder Woman movies. I thought that was given a given. I don't think he's ghostwriting them. I think he yeah. I don't think I think he's outright. I think he's designing the scripts. But I do think that a lot of that will change once he finds directors for these things, or because other people are helping him write scripts too. So I think that he'll have the basic framework of it, but I also think that once he gets a director, his director will have say in some of that as well. Oh, Aaron's here. So I have 3 Aussies in here. All right. All 3 of my Aussies are in here. Why do people who read comics feel that Crisis ruined Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman? Because they did. I'm one of them. You've watched the show long enough, you know I cannot stand Crisis, not because it wasn't a quality story, but because of its after effects. And once you take that reboot tool out of the toolbox, you know it's there, and you're always going to use it again. And so no, I did not like Superman immediately after Crisis. Yeah, Industrial Metal's cool, like Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, Tool, Marilyn Manson. I totally agree with that. Even millennials recognize today. Yeah. There's so many things right now that are spinning around you, away from you, towards you. But there are things that if you can, I mean, it's for me. This is my opinion. If you can keep some consistency, if you can maintain your identity and how you do things, you evolve. You can evolve without necessarily changing. Evolution. I'm basically the core person that I was 25, 30 years ago. I've evolved and learned stuff, but I have kept those core values. That is, I am predictable in that respect. How I react to new things is in evolution, but I'm not going to change things. There are certain habits that I've kept. There are certain things and disciplines that will never change about me. I will adjust and adapt to them and evolve. But as far as that, evolution is not necessarily change. It's refining what you already are. But as far as shaking things up, I'm just not that kind of guy. I can appreciate Soups being fallible to an extent. He seems short-sighted and easy manipulated. Get his head in his head, and you can destroy him. Yeah. There's issues there. Yep. Aussie. I have seen no such confirmation of Angie Muschietti's status. Right now, he wouldn't have anything to do until there's a script for it. So it's not like he can really do anything. He has nothing to work with at this point. Oi. I'm an honorary Aussie. Like I said, one of you guys, when I land down, we had to go to the Outback at nighttime and play with all the snakes. Yeah, they don't like that. I don't have any New Zealanders on here, do I? Yeah, new metal came out in the late 90s. The late 90s is when that came out. Like I said, not a fan of new metal, but I can appreciate, when it comes to music and styles like that, I am okay with people who are loving it. Oh, you're gonna get these. You're gonna get absolute Supermans and Batmans, either animation or live action, because they're just too popular. Dante. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at what Dante's got for us, sir. All right, Dante. I have not got it yet. You sure you sent it to the right address? It'd be this one right here. Contact at the sci-fi center.com. Yeah, there you go. Should be that one. Not for me. Not for me. Like I said, growing up with and being a fan, and especially in the '80s, I listened to a lot of rap, but and then Walk This Way, those things. I'm happy for that influence, but when I actually heard the consolidation of it, it just wasn't for me. Gunn has also said that dead will stay dead in the TCU, which is like I like it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Comic book deaths. Come on now. All right, still waiting. Here it is. Dante, got it. Got it. Let's take a look at this. These are pretty cool. I have to consider these. Let me bring up what Dante made for me here. Oops, won't open. Let's go to downloads. Oops. See what you guys think of this. Here's what there you go. It's not too bad. Definitely one to consider for sure. Thank you. No worries, I got it. Thank you. William, does anything anime appeal to you? Yes. Ghost in the Shell, Macross, Akira, Trigun, Robotech, which is an extension of Macross, Gachi Man, Planet Battle of the Planets. There are some other ones like that. The main ones. Other than that, some of the other stuff I'm not as big into, but there's a lot of it that's been inspired by it, and a lot of that connects directly to the inspirations from Blade Runner. So I'm there too. All right, guys. It's about 15 minutes. We got about 11 more minutes, and I'm going to call it a night. Starting to feel that. Starting to feel that. Starting to feel that buzz. Yeah, Trigun is cool. Trigun is the first one that I actually ordered merchandise for the store, and that was like years and years ago when I first ventured in. This was before anime got really, 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 really big, or significantly bigger than it is now, or was then. Trigun was the first. I mean, I love the gun. I love the suit. We got toys. Those are the first toys I ordered. So that's Trigun. William, do you like any of the current storylines running in mainline Marvel, mainline DC? That's not absolutely no. No, I'm just not. I mean, I won't say I've given up on some of that stuff, but I just haven't. It just has not attracted me. The absolute and the ultimates are the main thing for me. Yeah, like Battle of the Planets. I mean, a lot of your Voltron stuff was based on that. And to be honest with you, Voltron and Gatchaman, a lot of that stuff it led to Power Rangers. If you look at Power Rangers and you look at that stuff, it's direct lineage to it. That I don't know. I am probably the wrong person to ask on that one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. When you talk about anime and you talk about superheroes, superheroes are ingrained in pop culture in ways that you don't ever need to actually directly engage with them. Like, not very many people, I mean, and this is sad, but not many people need to read a comic book to be engaged with comic book IPs. I mean, most of the people that will go see Superman have not picked up a comic yet. I hope to change that. But when you're talking about anime, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder. It's foreign, but it is making strides. I mean, especially with younger generations who are going up with it as opposed to people who have to get into it. So it's possible, but I think superheroes and what the MCU took advantage of have decades long head starts. So yeah. Did I watch Ultraman anime? No, I did not. I watched the live action thing. I don't know. I mean, probably not. Depending on the art style, like my Adventure to Superman was like an anime art style, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. Even with the story, a solid storyline, I just couldn't look at it. So yeah. That is correct, Anthony. All Star Superman and Superman for All Seasons are ones you can come right in and pick up, and you'll be okay. All right. If any of you, anybody else wants to send me some artwork, like I said, I guess I'm gonna work on getting it going pretty soon because, like I said, I got 83 seats to fill. Some of them are already going to be filled by our sponsors, and I have no doubt that we will fill them all. Ray, are you coming out to Vegas on July 10th to come see Superman with me? Are you there? William, are the Batman comics like that you recommend summer to Superman for All Seasons? Yeah, we went. Oh man, I'm not at the store right now, but Dark Knight Returns, Hush. Hush is something you can jump in with a basic understanding. Um, there's a couple of them that I have them sitting. You can also pick up things that are Batman centric. You can pick up the DC New Frontiers. Batman is prominent in that one, but yeah, those are the ones I would give you. And plus a lot of the reproductions and the reprints that go back. So yeah. I did not like his run on Daredevil, but other stuff he's done all right with. Um, Clinton, you are here in Las Vegas. I'm gonna need you to call in to work. Come on, you got almost you got like 3 weeks, man. You got 3 weeks to clear to get. I'm sick, boss. I won't be in. William, do you see any All Star influences in any of these Superman shows? Yeah, yeah. The environment and the way the way he's doing the color reminds me of that. And then the robots are directly remind. He basically took those right from that comic. All right, guys, we got 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes until William starts to not make any sense anymore. Whoever's writing the story, people who are into Dragon Ball Z are going to tell you Goku. People who read comic books will tell you Superman. So I guess whoever is writing it. Superman is immensely powerful, but so Goku's, I mean, you want to talk about overpowered, Goku is overpowered. So, I mean, it all, like I said, a lot of it's going to depend on who's writing him, on writing him. Oh, we started on Benadryl Joe time. We started it before I hit play. I had already tapped 1.5 of them. So it was however long I could last without starting to do this shit. So, yeah. All of them, every single one of them, except for the teaser where he's dragging Crypto, where Crypto's dragging him to the Fortress of Solitude. I just talked with his boss about taking time off next week for surgery in late July. All right, well, get healthy. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. Sorry, I mean, Aaron, once I figure out who's writing it, I'll be able to tell you a lot more. All right, we got 4 minutes. These are always fun. Like I said, for the 25, like 35 of you that were here at one time, thanks for being up here late tonight. I mean, like I said, I never know when I'm going to do these. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't plan them. Like I said, I had a bad allergy night. I had a good allergy day, a bad allergy night, which means I'm probably going to wake up with my eyes swollen shut again, which sucks. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark with Temple of Doom, close second, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of my favorite all-time movies, period. Do I think Kane's still a main villain or with Doctor Doom? But I think that I think that Doctor Doom, they changed their mind. I don't think a lot of it had to do with Jonathan Majors because they could have switched him out. He wasn't that big yet to where they couldn't have switched him out. I just think that they made an adjustment to where they had the opportunity to make that kind of major change with Doctor Doom and Robert Downey Jr. Then they did it. I think there's a lot of things that Kevin Feige adjusted once he got back, full control of Marvel. Yeah, and there's been no reprieve. Usually it's been since spring. Since the beginning of spring. Spring is when it really hits me, and as it gets hotter and drier, I'm usually a little bit better. The rain and all that. The rain actually makes it worse for me. But we haven't had rain in quite a while, and this is the wind. Once it gets that breeze starts bringing up a lot of stuff that I just cannot handle. Which director would be good choice to make Stephen King's Sleepwalkers, or in this case, adapt a book? James Wan. I would go with James Wan for that one. Yeah. Especially when it comes to abstracts like those kind of questions where you could never really have a right answer. And then the rest of the stuff that people are arguing for, there is no wrong answer. The right answer for a collector is how do you feel about these things? And, it's cool to find somebody that agrees with you, but and when I grew up sitting in comic stores all day, agreement wasn't a prerequisite for having a good time sitting and talking to somebody. So I handle that, in my environment the same way. Can you explain to me people getting these comparisons of Superman trailers? I'm not sure if you see it too. Well, once again, everybody's going to view this character and these trailers from their point of view, from their Superman experiences, and that's where you're getting a lot of that from. All right, guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up tonight. Hey, thanks for joining me on this impromptu Benadryl ride. We will be back to our normally scheduled stuff 11:30 tonight. Don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, but who knows? The day will unfold, and it'll tell us what we're going to be talking about. So That's all I had. I didn't have much coming in other than Benadryl. So yeah, like I said, I'm already starting to feel a little bit better. I can already feel the pressure going down, and it's like right here behind my eyes. It bothers the shit out of me, right behind my eyes and right above the roof of my mouth, where it just feels like there's a fish trying to get out. And now I can feel that pressure going away a little bit, and I'm starting to get a little bit drowsy. So very good question. William, would you say comic shop arguments are where Twitter wars before Fritters? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're having a not really an argument, when you're having a conversation with somebody about something like this, it generally doesn't reach an argument stage. And the reason being is because when you're in person and you're in that environment, you respect the fact that you're standing across the counter or standing across a room with a fellow collector. When you're there in person, you're respecting the brotherhood. We all came into this thing different ways, and we all have different perspectives of it. And in my entire time of collecting, even if things got loud and crazy, they never got disrespectful, because when you have a certain discipline about yourself and the way that you talk to people in the way that you don't want yourself to be perceived, and limits it to a conversation that you yourself don't want to go to, because you see that person and you realize that you're not out to hurt that person. We just have a different point of view of a non-fictional, a fictional character. When you're on Twitter, there is no context. You're not in the room with the person. You're just reading words on the screen, and that gives you license to treat people like shit. So no, there's under no circumstances were those ever the same things. That's why I prefer the brick and mortar things. That's why I prefer the random encounters, because if you're buying, you're in a comic book section at a B. Dalton bookseller when I was a kid, or Borders. Somebody picks up a storyline that you hate. Somebody picks up a Superman story that you absolutely, that story sucked, and you're picking up another one. What's the one thing about that you realize? We're both picking up Superman comic books. We automatically in person have that in common. We don't have to explain that context. You are now standing across from somebody who is holding the same character in their hands, albeit a different take. That commonality that you just met that person, especially, when we're all considered nerds to begin with, before it was cool to be a nerd. So yeah, we just didn't have those kind of things happening in a conference, and I still don't. Now a lot of it is because, like I said, I don't know if that it happens anywhere, but you just have to dictate the pace of your conversation when those things go down. All right. Yeah, it just never does, because not only it's not about a fear of getting your ass beat, that is a reality, but it's just the fact that you hear yourself, you see yourself in the presence of your own self and that person. You're like, is this really the conversation I want to have? And it just happens a lot quicker in person. All right, guys, thank you for being here. I will see you later on tonight, and I'll have the co-host with me. Enjoy Tuesday. Congratulations on surviving Monday, and I will see you all later. Like, subscribe, alert button. It worked tonight because there was more people that really, I thought would be here at 1:00 in the morning. So, but enjoy everything. Enjoy each other. Have a good day. Bye.